Good morning, all of you all. Yeah. So, welcome to the cell unit of life, which we had started the other day. And today is going to be the second lecture of that particular same chapter. And we'll try to know something more about it, right? So, before I go ahead with the new session, of course, let us quickly have a recap of whatever we had done in the earlier class so we can get connected, right? Well, and if anyone is having any difficulty, any doubt, please feel free to talk to me. You can put it in your chat box, of course. Yeah. So here we had discussed about yeah, introduction. That was who discovered the cells and all those things. And we saw about the microscopes and we studied about the different types of microscopes. We saw the details about the different types of cells, their sizes and their length, and which is the smallest, which is the largest, longest for plants as well as animals is something that we have heard about. Then we talked about the cell theory and we saw that how Sheldon and Sean, along with Rudolf Virchow, have presented the cell theory. And we also saw the postulates of the modern cell theory, correct? And all the 5 6 points we learned in detail. Do not forget the word omnis cellula e cellula as put forward by Rudolf Virchow, right? Then we saw the overview of the cell, that what is a typical uh, you know cell to be studied. Like from the plant we can have the onion cell that can be studied, and for the animal cell we can have the scrapings of our inner cheek. You need not scrape it off actually. It's just that morning, early morning, when you get up, I told you, you get a slimy layer on your cheek which can be easily, it's a very slimy sort of a thing which can easily be detached from your cheek internally. Even that can be used to study the animal cells, and how the plant cell and the animal cell differs with the presence and absence of cell wall was something that was mentioned. Then when we talked about something called as the prokaryotic cell, we came to know that there is something called as the absence of a well defined nucleus, right? So in them the nucleus is not going to be present. They do not have a well defined nucleus, and that denotes your prokaryotic cell, right? Now, what's your doubt, beta? The prokaryotic cell and the plant cells contain cell envelope. Yes, my dear. So, the cell envelope of the prokaryotic cell is going to be having 3 layers, while of the plant cell it's only two. Plant cell will have only a cell wall and a cell membrane, while prokaryotic cell may have, I'm saying, as I said, glycocalyx is optional, may have a glycocalyx followed by cell wall followed by cell membrane. Okay, right? Yeah, then we went ahead to understand that how the cytoplasm would be present and what are the different cell organelles that are going to be present, the eukaryotic cell. And I told you that just the way there is going to be a wrapping of cell membrane around the cell, the organelles also would be having a wrapping of the cell membrane, right? I told you the example of an empty hall and the hall with wall, right? That was the way we saw the other day, correct? And of course, we have got ribosomes, which are non-membrane bound, which are present in all the different types of cells. Let it be prokaryotic cell, let it be plant cell, or let it be animal cell. All these cells are going to have common structures called as ribosomes. Agreed? Now, we talked about one more structure called as centriole, which is exclusively present in the animal cells. It's not going to be present in the plant cells or even the prokaryotic cell. Even that centriole is a structure which is not going to have a wrapping of cell membrane or plasma membrane, right? That is what we had seen about the two organelles. Then, centriole, as I said. And of course, how do they look different in their size, shape, and all is what we have seen. We talked about totipotency, the stem cells, those which are going to have the capacity to get differentiated into any type of the cell as we want it in artificial conditions, right? So it's going to be artificially synthesized outside, but these type of cells are present within our body as well. The bone marrow cells, for example. right? Yeah. Then prokaryotic and eukaryotic type of cells we saw in detail. And prokaryotic, we were talking about the cell envelope. And there we said it's made up of three things: glycocalyx, cell wall, and plasma membrane. When I talked about glycocalyx, if it is loosely arranged over the organism, it would be called as slime layer. And if it is going to be tightly adhered to the bacterium, then it would be called as your capsule, right? So loose है या tight है, accordingly नाम दिया जाता है. So tough है, thick है और tightly अगर bound है ना on the bacterial cell wall, then it would be called as capsule. And today we have to start with cell wall is what I think. So any doubts, any difficulties for anyone who did not follow anything or something like that way? I'm sorry. Anyone who did not follow it? Any doubts, any difficulties, or can I move ahead with the cell wall? We'll go ahead with the cell wall. Okay, fine. Now, beta, once we understand this particular topic, na, like once we understand the cell in detail, na, your base would be so clear about the cell that in in bio, of course, we all know that without the cell nothing is going to be like living. So for that particular reason only I'm taking this chapter first, so that what will happen henceforth whatever chapters would be dealt with you all, you would be in the capacity to understand everything. So I just want to make this basic chapter so strong for all of you all. If you have got anything in your mind, kindly feel free to ask me anytime. Okay? Yeah. So we go ahead with the cell wall. Now, as I again make this particular thing very clear to you all, this cell wall is about the prokaryotic cell. We are talking about the prokaryotes. So this cell is about the prokaryotic cell. Okay. So when I say prokaryotic cell, of course, this prokaryotic cell ka wall is not going to be made up of cellulose. Is generally the thing that comes to our mind. So whenever I ask anyone that cell wall is made up of what, as I asked you all in the last class, majority of the answers that came up were what, cellulose. But now you all know, yes, so I'm very good. So now you all know that the cell wall is not made up of cellulose. Rather, it's going to be made up of peptidoglycan in case of the prokaryotic cell. Okay, so the cell wall determines the shape of the cell, provides a strong structural support to prevent the bacterium from bursting or collapsing, and the cell wall of bacteria and cyanobacteria is going to be made up of peptidoglycan. Now, there is a chapter called as biological classification, which we'll be going ahead with. In biological classification, you need to know the details of this bacterium. Okay, so during that particular chapter, that is during biological classification chapter, I'll be talking in detail about how this peptidoglycan is made up of, how the things are arranged, how does it give the rigidity, what makes it rigid. Everything will be dealt in detail in the chapter of biological classification. As of now, I'll just quickly tell you what it is. Okay, peptido का मतलब है something associated with your peptide linkages, and peptide is nothing but it's associated with your amino acids, right? And glycan is going to be your sugar. What is glycan? Glycan is sugar. So there is something associated with sugar and amino acids that combine together to form this cell wall. Okay, so as of now, what is the meaning of the word peptidoglycan is important na. So what is peptido beta? Amino acids. What is glycan? Sugars. So amino acid और sugar इकट्ठा आके एक कॉम्प्लेक्स बनाते हैं जिसका नाम है cell wall of whom? Bacteria. Is it okay? Got it? हाँ. Cyanobacteria is also called as blue green algae. Yes, yes. You it's already there with master classes, beta. They'll send you all. It's already there. The PPTs are already there with master classes. They'll send you all. Okay, because I've sent all my PPTs with the master classes. So it's going to be there, and they'll send you. They'll send you. Fine. Yes. So this is about your cell wall composition. The next, you can talk to any of your coordinators. Okay, those who send you timetable or those who coordinate with your daily timetable and coordination, you can talk to them because there are different people associated at different centers, na? So whoever is going to be the coordinator at your center, beta, you can talk to them. Okay, yeah, fine. The second thing that we are going to talk about is going to be the plasma membrane. As we know, ग्लाइकोकैलिक्स उसके अंदर था सेल वॉल, उसके अंदर है प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन. अगेन प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन ऑफ प्रोकैरियोटिक सेल. Why I'm again and again repeating? Because यूकैरियोटिक सेल का प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन और प्रोकैरियोटिक सेल के पास प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन में थोड़ा सा फर्क है, थोड़ा सा डिफरेंस है. Okay, yeah. The plasma membrane is semi-permeable in nature and interacts with the outside world. The cell wall is freely permeable, but the plasma membrane is semi-permeable. Now, what do you mean by this word permeable? Yes, yes, yes. Very correct, Swam. Yes, beta. So there are four things that you should know about the word permeability. First, freely permeable. Second, semi-permeable. Third, selectively permeable. And fourth, impermeable. Okay. So permeable means allowing to let in or not to let in. That is called as permeable. So this is going to be the cell. Okay. So outside the cell, there are certain nutrients probably present which needs to come inside, right? Inside the cell, there are going to be certain toxins or something which is not good for the life of the cell, which needs to go out. So to get in or to go out, that process is going to be called as permeability. Okay. Now we say cell wall is freely permeable. Means कोई भी आओ, कोई भी जाओ, कोई रोक नहीं है. No one will stop you. No one will stop you from entering. No one will stop you from going out. So that is what is called as freely permeable. Impermeable means no entry. No entry. कोई अंदर आ भी नहीं सकता है, कोई बाहर जा भी नहीं सकता है. Okay. Now there is always a confusion in the minds of the students with these two words, that is semi-permeable and freely permeable. So what is the difference between semi and free? Semi and selective. Sorry, semi-permeability and selectively permeable. So what is the difference between the two? When I talk about the word semi-permeable, that means it is only that particular wall, that particular membrane is only and only going to allow the solvent to pass in or out without even a single molecule of solute being passed out or passed in. So what do you mean by semi-permeable, beta? Only solvent can enter inside or only solvent can enter outside. So it is only going to be the movement of solvent. And 99% of the times, this solvent is nothing but your water. Okay. So this we are saying it's semi-permeable. So here the plasma membrane is semi-permeable in nature, which is going to interact with the outside world. Fine. So movement of any solvent. Whenever I say selectively permeable, that means I'll be selecting that whether they should enter or whether they should not enter. This is a selection process होता है कि generally depending on the sizes, of course, if that molecule is too large, it won't be able to pass through that membrane, while the smaller sized molecules will be allowed to move in and out. So generally selectivity is going to be depending upon two things. One is the size and second is the necessity. Is it required? If it is required, only then I'll allow it to get inside. Otherwise, no. Okay? Got it? So these are the four important definitions that you should know. Freely permeable, semi-permeable, selectively permeable, and impermeable. Okay? Huh. No, beta. Even it could be with respect to the plant cells also. The root cells, they are going to be in association with the soil particles and the minerals which are to be found in them. So even that type of interaction will be seen in plants also, not always in animals. Impermeable का मतलब होता है बेटा not allowed. No one will be allowed to move inside. No one will be allowed to get inside via this particular membrane. Okay. Yeah, what you want me to tell, beta? Semi and selective ka difference. Semi means only the movement of solvent, that is the liquid. Okay, only the solvent, generally water. And selective means choice. It could be a solute, it could be solvent, it could be a solution, anything it could be. It depends upon the necessity whether the cell requires it or not. And second thing is, if it is solute, then the size of that solute particles matter. If they are very huge, they won't be able to get inside. Got the difference? Semi matlab only liquid coming inside. Liquid in the sense, the solvent, as I say. Okay, not the solution, only the solvent. Ah, outside the cell membrane in plant cells. So how will cell membrane interact with the outside world directly? No, it won't directly. This is, we are talking about whom? Here we are talking about whom, beta? Prokaryotic cell. So that's what I said. There is a difference between the prokaryotic cell and the eukaryotic cell. Correct? So here we are talking about the prokaryotic, which is going to come directly in contact with the outside world. Okay? Yeah, what's your doubt, beta? Semi-selective, freely impermeable. Yes, four definitions. So freely permeable and impermeable to exactly opposite hai. And semi means only the solvent molecules will pass, and selective means depending upon the size, there will be the movement of the solute or solvent or solution, anything. Clear? Okay. Yeah. This membrane is similar structurally to that of the eukaryotes. Which is going to be similar? The plasma membrane. Okay. Yeah. They also have two converging right coverings, glycocalyx, cell wall. May or may not be present. Glycocalyx may or may not be present. Okay. Yes, 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 yes. So whatever is going to be direct now, so whatever is going to enter inside the cell wall is directly going to be coming in contact with the cell membrane. So what is going to be going out also will be coming in contact with the cell wall via the outside world. So it's going to be, wall is going to be what? Your connector between membrane and outside world. Okay, got it? Yeah. Now a special membranous structure is going to be the mesosome, which is formed by the extensions of the plasma membrane into the cell. Now, what do you mean by these mesosomes? Mesosomes are finger-like projections of the plasma membrane. So, if the suppose this is going to be the plasma membrane, okay, you can see this wire, right? If this is going to be the plasma membrane, then you can see this foldings like this way, okay. So now you can see this folded wire. Can you see this folded wire? Right? You can see these loops, right? So these loops will be called as mesosomes. So what are mesosomes? Mesosomes are the infoldings of the plasma membrane to form finger-like projections. Okay? So my dears, this is again a specific or a unique character of prokaryotes to have these undulations or wavy type of plasma membrane and to form structures called as mesosomes. Okay? These extensions are in the form of vesicles, tubules, and lamellae. So as I said just now, what structure I made just now, like whatever I made like this way. So that structure is going to vary in size. It could be in the tube-like form, or it could be in the vesicle. Vesicle समझते हो? Vesicle का मतलब होता है छोटी छोटी पोटलियाँ. पोटली पता है आपको क्या होती है ना? Very small bags. Okay, so they can form the vesicles. Bulb-like things. Yes, Sanika. Very right. Very right. Okay. Yeah, I'll come to it, but yes, yes, Tripti, you're right, my dear. You're right. So, these vesicles के form में भी ये mesosomes बन सकते हैं, or they can form tube-like long structures or lamella-like. Lamella will be just like your curtains. How the curtains have got the enfoldings, na? Like that. So the shape could be anything. Of whom? Of the plasma membrane. In whom? In the prokaryotic. Is it fine? Got this? Yeah. Yes, yes, so yes, yes. Beta. They help in cell wall formation. See now the mesosomes are function. Why the mesosomes have to be made? The mesosomes have to be made because in case of these prokaryotic cells, there is no chance of undergoing mitosis or cell division. No cell division with mitotic type of cell division will occur in these prokaryotes. So there is no spindle formation. So if there is no spindle formation, it's very difficult for the cell to divide into two equal halves. So in this particular case, there has to be someone who would take care in cutting the cell into two parts. So that is done by these mesosomes. Okay. So I'll show you, of course, that how these mesosomes come together and they actually, divide the parent cell into two daughter cells. I'll show you that as well. Okay. They also help in respiration, secretion processes to increase the surface area of the plasma membrane and enzymatic content. Now, ideas, just now you saw in the first, second, third, fourth point that they may form vesicles or they may form tubules. Now, these vesicles, as I said, are small portals, bulb-like things, okay? छोटे छोटे. So, ये जो area होता है ना, they form a small sac-like structure. So in this sac-like structure, they are going to store respiratory enzymes. What are they going to store? The respiratory enzymes means whatever enzymes are going to be required by that bacterium for undergoing respiration would be stored in these vesicles. Got it? So what is the function of mesosome? First function is cell division. Second function is it acts as a storage organ for different things like respiratory enzymatic content, secretion process. This secretes something. They are going to secrete something. So what is that they are going to secrete? Some certain secretions. Okay. They also will be via these tubes. क्या शादी वादी है क्या कहीं? आपको सुनाई दे रहा है? शायद हमारे यहाँ पर किसी की शादी वादी है. It's disturbing ना? Can't help. Then I hope they have enjoyed their fireworks. हाँ? फेस्टिव मूड उनका सेलिब्रेट हो चुका है, अभी वापस नहीं चाहिए. हाँ, सीरियसली. I thought ये क्या, first I thought क्या हो गया, then with such a loud noise continuously, definitely. No, I held it. I held my speaker tightly so that that voice doesn't bang your ears. Okay, fine. Yeah. So where was I? Huh. So they're going to secrete out something also. So the secretions also would be via the tube or the vesicles where they are going to be formed or stored. Okay. It's also going to increase the surface area for absorption. You know that more would be the undulations, better would be the absorption. Correct. In some prokaryotes like cyanobacteria, there are other membranous extensions into the cytoplasm called as chromatophores, which contain pigments for photosynthesis. So cyanobacteria are autotrophic prokaryotes, that is, they can perform photosynthesis just like our green plants. Okay, so they are autophototrophs as we call them, and they are capable of using the sunlight and getting it converted into your ATP, that is chemical energy is converted into the solar energy is converted into the chemical energy. Okay, so cyanobacteria is very specific with that. So what is exactly cyanobacteria and what is that blue green algae, or what is it all together? Biological classification is specifically meant for that particular descriptions. So we'll be describing all those things in that particular chapter. As of now, you just remember that how the plasma membrane is going to be. So the cyanobacteria are going to have some more different types of membranes along with the plasma membrane called as chromatophores. Chroma means color. Okay, so something associated with color. So who is going to be associated with color? The pigments, right? So they're going to have the pigments which are going to be helping in photosynthesis. ठीक है? Any confusion with the plasma membrane slide of this particular thing? आगे है और, but is this understood by all of you? Is there anything that anyone wants me to ask or clear? Okay, fine. Then, हाँ, I have shown the diagram already, beta. ये देखो, can you see this? This is the mesosome. Look at this. This is the mesosome. Can you see? Yeah. Huh. You want me to explain the second point? What is the second point? This membrane is similar structurally to that of eukaryotes. Even eukaryotes का plasma membrane looks very much similar in composition and structure, just that of your prokaryotes. Okay. Yes. Well, then you can see the recording button. You can see the recording. They'll send you. You can tell your coordinators that you had some network issues, so they'll send you today's recording. Okay. Well, I come to the next one that is going to be called as appendages. What do you mean by the word appendage? सुना है कभी? Appendage क्या होता है बेटा? Very correct. So it is your jointed structures which are going to be coming from within and extending outwards. Okay. So ऐसे three type के appendages होते हैं prokaryotes में. So what are those? Let us understand them. Bacterial cells may be motile or they may be non-motile. I think you would be knowing about this organism. I don't know if you know. It's summers going on, and we really feel, like having something cooling. I'm not saying cold. Cold and cooling में फर्क होता है बेटा. The one which is cold is generally going to be harmful, but the one which gives a soothing or cooling effect is something different. So you might have heard about, like buttermilk or curd, yogurt. These all are cooling. They give you a cooling effect. So do you know that which prokaryotic bacteria is going to be present in this curd or buttermilk? Very good, very good, very good. Yes, very nice, very nice. You all are giving me the right answer. Yes, bacha. Yeah, it's not lactose, it's lactobacillus, right? Yeah, almost all of you have given me the right answer. So it is lactobacillus. Now this lactobacilli, why it is called as lactobacilli, because it is having the capacity to degrade the lactose sugar present in the milk. The milk is going to have lactose sugar. You know this, right? Lactose sugar is associated with milk. So milk is going to have lactose sugar. These bacteria are going to use lactose as a source of energy for them. Okay. So for them, they want energy. So they will break down this lactose sugar into lactic acid. ठीक है, इसके वजह से lacto ये word आ रहा है बेटा. So the group of bacteria which are capable of breaking down this sugar, lactose is a disaccharide. Di means made up of 2 units of sugars. So 2 monosaccharides मिलाकर lactose बनता है. So which are the 2 units you will come to know in the chapter of biomolecules which we will be teaching you. So it's going to be glucose and galactose. So glucose plus galactose is equal to lactose. Okay. Don't worry, as of now it will be dealt in detail, but still. So ये जो glucose है ना बेटा, this glucose molecule is going to be giving us energy. So the lactobacilli will derive energy from this glucose. Okay. So why that bacteria is breaking down that lactose? It is not for us. It is for its own use. It is for its own purpose that the sugar is being broken down, right? But in the meanwhile, what is the byproduct that it synthesizes during the event of breaking down of the lactose sugar? It's going to produce lactic acid, right? Now this lactic acid, ये acid है बेटा. आप कोई भी एसिड अगर मिल्क में डालोगे ना तो क्या हो जाता है, हम कहते हैं दूध फट गया, is what we say, right? Yes, yes. So lactic acid जो होता है ना, lactic acid is going to be an acid. So this acid is going to coagulate the milk proteins. So milk is going to have two things. One is sugar, one is proteins. So sugars are broken down by whom? Sugars are broken down by the lactobacilli, right? What will be the byproduct in this event? Lactobacilli जब lactose को break करेंगे तो क्या बनेगा as a byproduct? Lactic acid बनेगा. Acid क्या करेगा? Acid ये proteins को coagulate करेगा. Coagulate करेगा मतलब उनमें से पानी अलग करेगा और वो proteins को वो aggregate करेगा, है ना? तो इसीलिए जब भी आप कर्ड देखते हो ना बेटा, कर्ड विल हैव सम अमाउंट ऑफ वाटर एंड सम अमाउंट ऑफ दैट थिक कर्ड. So we call it as curdling of the milk. What we use the word as curdling. But this curdling is actually, scientific term is coagulation. That is aggregation of the milk proteins together. Get me? Understood this? So the name lactobacilli. So this lactobacilli is just a small prokaryotic organism which is non-motile. It is not motile, okay? Yes, very nice, Swam. Yes, the separation of whey and proteins. Very correct, very correct. So, like this is what generally the whey proteins you might have heard about. Bodybuilders, है क्या कोई तुम लोग में? जाते हैं कोई जिम विम में? It's okay. बंद है सब कुछ. फिलहाल टेंशन मत लो. But the bodybuilders, like the true bodybuilders, na, they consume a lot of whey powder, whey proteins खाते रहते हैं वो, right? Yes. So basically, this is the role of your prokaryotes on the betterment of the nutritional value of the milk. You know why? Because milk is nutritious, of course, but buttermilk or curd is more nutritious. You know why? Not because it tastes very great, but because it is going to be also added with vitamin B12. So these lactobacilli are going to have two things that they are going to do for us. They are going to do it for themselves. हमें लगता है वो हमारे लिए है. So first thing is they break down the sugars, and second thing is they produce vitamin B12 as a byproduct. Okay. So this is the beneficial role of bacteria. And why did I tell you all right now? I'll tell this again when I'll be teaching you biological classification. Don't worry. But as of now, why did I tell it today? Because these lactobacilli are non-motile. They are not going to be having any appendage for locomotion. Is it fine? Got this? So this is about the bacterial cell, maybe motile or non-motile. Motile wala jo hota hai na, the one which are going to be motile are the ones which are going to have appendages on their body so that they can locomote, they can move. Okay. So who is that particular appendage which helps in the bacteria to move is going to be nothing but the flagella. Singular is flagellum, plural is flagella. Okay. So if motile, they have a thin filamentous extension from their cell wall called as flagella. Bacteria show a range in the number and arrangement of flagella. Now, this was a sentence that was asked in the year 2014 examination. Select the incorrect statement. I want you all to select the incorrect word. I want you all to select the incorrect word. Okay. I am reading the sentence for you all. Find out the incorrect word. Okay. If motile, they have thin filamentous extensions from their cell membrane called as flagella. What was incorrect in this sentence? Very good. Yes. So be very careful with these type of things. Is it cell wall or cell membrane? Okay. The same sentence was again repeated in the year 2018 for same type of question, that is, select the incorrect statements among the following. If the bacteria is motile, they have thick filamentous extensions from their cell walls called as flagella. Got it? So only one sentence, but look at the way the questions have been framed. Fine. And majority of the students lose their marks in select incorrect statements. Maximum marks are lost over there. So I don't want anyone of you all to lose your marks in this particular type of sentences. Whenever they ask you sentence for find the incorrect statement, always, always a thumb rule. What is it? Search for antonyms. You know what are antonyms? Opposites. तो जहाँ थिक है उधर थिन हो सकता है, जहाँ पर लॉन्ग है वहां पर नैरो हो सकता है, जहाँ पर इनऑर्गेनिक है वहां पर ऑर्गेनिक हो सकता है ना, राइट? जहाँ पर लार्ज है वहां पर स्मॉल हो सकता है, जहाँ कॉन्स्पिक्यूअस है वहां पर इनकॉन्स्पिक्यूअस हो सकता है. So they just, generally when they make the sentence incorrect, they change the, a word which is going to have an antonym. Okay, got it? Huh. Yes, yes, exactly, exactly. Yeah, so majority of the correct statements will be made incorrect with a particular word only, and generally that word would be the one which is going to have an antonym. और सेल वॉल सेल मेम्ब्रेन, है ना, ये ऐसे जो कॉमन कॉमन वर्ड्स है ना उनमें चेंजेस कर देते हैं. तो बी केयरफुल विद दिस व्हेनेवर यू वांट टू रीड द कंटेंट, राइट? गॉट दिस? या. Bacterial flagellum is composed of three parts: filament, hook, and basal body. So here you can see actually in the diagram it's shown that how the flagella is. See, this is going to be a single flagellum. Okay, and this flagellum is going to have three parts: filament, hook, and basal body. Now this entire extension that you can see na, ये पूरा का पूरा इधर तक is going to be your filament. The hook would be the one which is joining part. यहाँ से यहाँ जो join कर रहा है ना, ये जो connect जहाँ पर हुआ है ना, उस connecting part को हम कहते हैं hook. Okay, and basal body would be within the cell wall. Okay, तो ये ऐसे है actually ऐसे. Can you see this? This will be the basal body. Can you see this point of attachment? That will be the hook. And this part which is extending is going to be called as the filament. Okay, so it's not going to be superficially present. It is going to be internally embedded within the cell wall. Clear about it? Any doubts with flagella, beta? Any doubts? Here they have shown only one flagella, but it could be two flagella, it could be a tuft of flagella, all details in biological classification. है ना? हाँ. Basal part is the one which is going to be embedded in the cell wall. सेल वॉल के अंदर का जो पीस है रहेगा ना इसका फ्लैजेला का, वो हमें दिखता नहीं है बेटा. वो कहाँ पर है? वो सेल वॉल के अंदर जा चुका है, फिक्स हो चुका है, मतलब एक्चुअली उधर से वो ओरिजिनेट हो रहा है. टू बी वेरी फ्रैंक विद यू. Okay, so from the cell wall it is going to actually originate outward. Got this? Clear? Then yeah, the filament is the longest portion and extends from the cell surface to the outside. Besides flagella, pili and fimbriae, don't call it pili. Pili कैसे तो लगता है वो सुनने के लिए, कुछ कुछ लोग pili बोलते हैं, pili, pili को है, it's not pili, it's pili. Okay, so flagella, pili, and fimbriae are also surface structures of the bacteria, but they do not play any role in motility. So pili and fimbriae are not associated with motility. बिल्कुल नहीं. Motility के लिए कौन है? Flagella. Then what is the role of pili? And what would be the role of flagella? Okay, see. The pili are elongated tubular structures made up of special proteins called as pilin, P-I-L-I-N. So again, that has been discussed in your biological classification chapter, but still I'm just telling you right now only that pili are made up of pilin. Flagella is made up of flagellin. Okay, pili made up of pilin protein, flagella made up of flagellin protein. Okay. Okay, what is the role of pili? The role of pili is going to help in something called as a process called as conjugation. Conjugate करना मतलब क्या करना बेटा? To mate, to come together and mate. Okay, fine. Yeah. Okay, Sneha, don't worry beta. You will get the recordings. You will get the recordings. You don't have to worry. you just ask your coordinator to send the recording for today's lecture, you would get it. Okay, don't take any tension. Fine, yeah. Huh. If the bacteria is non-motile, will it still have pili and fimbriae? Yes, it might have pili and fimbriae because there is nothing, no role of locomotion associated with pili or fimbriae. So what is the function of pili? I'll tell you. This is a bacterial cell, for example. This is a bacterial cell, for example. Okay. This bacteria is going to have pili. This bacteria, suppose, is not going to have a pili. ठीक है, तो ये देखो, अब इसको मैं पिलाय बनाती हूँ, तो ये जो मेरा वायर है ना, ये मल्टी यूज है, ये कभी भी कुछ भी बन सकता है. एनीवेज, सो ये पिलाई है फॉर एग्जांपल, है ना, दिस इज द पिलाई. नाउ व्हाट विल हैपन, as and when this particular bacteria without a pili comes in, close proximity of the one which is having pili, this pili will come and touch this bacteria. डोंट यू थिंक अभी ये बैक्टीरिया और ये बैक्टीरियल सेल में एक कनेक्टिंग ब्रिज तैयार हो गया है? हाउ कैन यू नॉट सी मी माय डियर? अरे, I guess others can see me and they can see those who are on phone. Beta, can phone wale see me or no? Those who are on laptop, it's or computers, it's a different thing. See, those who are working, I mean, they are seeing me on the phone also, or seeing, they can see me. Stop presenting. If I stop presenting, then you can see me. Okay, chalo, I'll do that for a minute. Chalo, fine. Look at it. Now you can see me. Now you can see me. Okay, chalo, fine. Okay. See, so what I was saying is, this is one bacterial cell having a pili. Okay, this is another bacterial cell which is not having pili. Okay, so bacterial cell without a pili, when it comes in close proximity with the bacterial cell having pili, this bacterial cell with pili will form a link or a bridge with the one which is not having. तो ये नॉट हैविंग वाला था, ये हैविंग वाला था, इन दोनों के बीच में एक कनेक्टर बन गया. कैन यू सी दिस कनेक्टर? Right, so this is going to act like what? This is going to act like a bridge. Okay, bringing these two cells very close to each other. So this process of bringing the two cells together with the help of this pili is going to be called as conjugation. What we call it as? Conjugation. ठीक है, तो ये पिलाई का काम क्या है? पिलाई का काम है कॉन्जुगेशन ब्रिज बनाना. अब ये क्यों बनना है? चलो, बन तो गया, कैसे बना वो भी देखा हमने. व्हाट इज द यूज ऑफ इट? टाइम पास. इज इट फॉर टाइम पास? नॉट फॉर टाइम पास बेटा. द रीजन इज देयर इज समथिंग इन दिस बैक्टीरिया which is making this bacteria to form the pili. और एक पिलाई नहीं होती बेटा, all over the body surface there are numerous pili that will be present. Okay, so इतने सारे पिलाई बनाने का जो कैपेसिटी है इस ऑर्गेनिज्म में, इस बैक्टीरियल सेल में, ये इसमें नहीं है. तो इसको बुरा लगता है, ये बैक्टीरियल सेल को बुरा लगता है कि यार, आई हैव गॉट द कैपेसिटी ऑफ मेकिंग द पिलाई, व्हाई नॉट दिस? सो जो वो कुछ मटेरियल है which is responsible for causing the pili in this cell will be made duplicate. मतलब इसकी एक कॉपी बनाई जाएगी. किसमें? जिसमें पिलाई है ना, उसमें. तो क्या हुआ? वो मटेरियल क्या है वो मैं बाद में बताऊंगी when I'll teach you the biological classification. So now understand बेटा. So what happens now ना, ये एक कुछ X body है, right, which is giving the capacity to make pili on this bacterial cell. ये X अगर ये डोनेट कर देगा तो इसके पास कुछ नहीं बचेगा, है ना. तो what does this bacteria do? This bacteria will make copies of the X. It will make copies of the X, and then via this conjugation bridge, that particular material will be passed into this particular bacterial cell which was not having pili. Now, as and when it is going to donate one of that material to this, don't you think now even this will be capable of making the pillai? Correct? So now even this particular cell, which was not having the capacity to make pillai, has got the capacity to make pillai because that particular X was passed from this to this. So now it will make pillai, right? अब इधर और एक बंदा आया नॉट हैविंग पिलाई, ये क्या सोचेगा, अरे यार कितना बुरा लगता है जब अपने पास पिलाई नहीं होता है, तो आई हैव गॉन थ्रू इट, सो व्हाट वुड आई डू, let me also form what, conjugation bridge, let me also make copy of that material, let me also donate that material to this which is not going to have the pillai. In this way, over a period of time, majority of the population, don't you think, would develop the pillai? Right? Yes. So that is the only role of the pillai. Pillai is not associated with locomotion. Pillai is not associated with movement. The connection can only be made between two cells at a time or multiple. It can be made with multiple cells. If it has got multiple copies, it can be made with multiple cells. It should have multiple copies. It will not donate its own. It will create multiple copies, and there is a possibility that it can make many multiple copies. ऐसा नहीं है कि सिर्फ एक ही बनाएगा. It can make many copies at a time. Okay. Yes, it is only the movement of that X material which is responsible for formation of the pillai. Clear है? अंदर जा रहा है कि ऊपर जा रहा है यही समझ में नहीं आ रहा है यार मुझे. दिमाग के अंदर जा रहा है कि नहीं, हल्ले पड़ रहा है कि नहीं सबको? Okay, fine. Yeah, so this is a very important concept, beta. This is a very important concept which I'll be also talking about in detail in that chapter which I told you, that's biological classification. So one will be your flagella, the second would be your pili, the third is going to be fimbriae. Of course, I'll share the screen later on for you all, but how many times one bacteria can perform conjugation, unless and until it has got the capacity to make that X material, it can continue, donating the thing. Selfless hai wo. Yes, someone said just now. Yeah, they are highly selfless. I'll tell you why do they need pillai also ना, that I'll tell you. वो X को ट्रांसफर कराने के लिए चाहिए बेटा, और वो X क्या है पता है आपको? आज ही बता दूं सारा सस्पेंस, फिर क्या मजा रहेगा? आज ही बताऊं सस्पेंस. Okay, but basically that X is going to be a part of the chromosome or the gene, and the genes when get transferred from one organism to another organism, that will be causing variations in the new organism. वेरिएशन के लिए होता है. जैसे हमारे में क्या होता है बेटा, वन सेट ऑफ क्रोमोसोम फ्रॉम फादर, वन सेट ऑफ क्रोमोसोम फ्रॉम मदर, right? We are going to have 23 pairs. So we are going to have a variation. We are not exactly like our father or not exactly like our mother. Combination है ना दोनों का, तो हमारे में variations किसके वजह से आए? क्या हो गया हमारे में variations क्यों आ गए? It is because of the set of chromosomes that come from mother and father. अब in what is exactly going to happen later on, beta? These chromosomes will come to lie in one particular structure called as zygote once the fertilization will take place, and that chromosomes are going to have what, beta? The chromosomes are going to have genes, right? So if you take my example, I'll tell you why I'm taking my example. I'm not taking your example, I'll tell you the reason also. So if you take my example, I'm going to be having the genes present on the chromosomes, one set coming from my father, one set coming from my mother, right? Correct? Now, there is going to be mix and match. There's going to be mix and match of these genes inside my cells. And they will form new recombination. Okay? तो अब मेरे पास क्या हो गया, एक नया, जैसे कि ब्लू कलर और रेड कलर आप इमेजिन कर लो बेटा. ब्लू कलर है, रेड कलर है, एक ब्लू कलर का थ्रेड है, एक रेड कलर का थ्रेड है. तो अब क्या किया हमने, वो दोनों को साथ में लाया, ब्लू एंड रेड को, और रेड के कुछ पीसेस ब्लू में चले गए, ब्लू के कुछ पीसेस रेड में चले गए. तो वो कैसा दिखेगा? अ कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ रेड एंड ब्लू ना. कैन यू इमेजिन दिस? राइट. Now I am going to have a combination of blue and red together, right? Why I took my example is now you will come to know. My husband, my husband is also going to be having one set from his mother, one set from his father, correct? So suppose his mother has given yellow colored and father has given कौन सा कलर ले लूं यार, मैंने अभी रेड एंड ब्लू लिया ना, तो ये येलो एंड ब्लैक, चलो येलो एंड ब्लैक कलर इमेजिनेशन के लिए, हाँ हाँ, तो he would be having recombinants made within him with what? Yellow and black, correct? Correct. Now I have a son, right? So I donated my red and blue to him and he donated his yellow and black to him. Agreed? Now what will happen in him? There will be a combination of all four together. So that brings what? That brings variations in generation after generation. You understood what is happening? Of course, this will be dealt in details with the meiosis wala chapter. That is cell cycle wala chapter में ये और clear हो जाएगा. So genes का एक साथ आना is going to be what? Genetic combination, which is the base of what? Which is the base of sexual reproduction. In prokaryotes, they don't even have a well developed cell organelle. Where will they have the reproductive system? So, does that mean prokaryotes will never undergo variation? They do undergo variation. Because of what? Because of this conjugation bridge that is going to be formed, which will transport a piece of DNA from this organism. So suppose this is the one which is having red and this is the one which is having blue. Now what will happen? Red and blue will come together, causing a variation. So for this particular variations, the pili are helpful and therefore pili hai, so he conjugation is going to be possible, variation is going to be possible. Got this? Got this? Yes. So this is something which is very interesting. I know. Yes, Bhumi, you're right. So something like this in detail we'll be doing it. As of now, you told me to tell what is the suspense. तो बिल्कुल short में और simple form में बता दिया है. ठीक है? So pili is associated with what बेटा? Pili is associated with, pili is going to be associated with sexual reproduction in prokaryotes. Is it okay? Have all of you all understood this very nicely? Fine. Okay. Now I come back to my presentation. No, I cannot because I was talking about the fimbriae. I'll just quickly talk about the fimbriae as well. Fimbriae are going to be finger-like projections. They are actually finger-like projections and they're going to help the bacteria to adhere very tightly to the substratum. तो इसको ऐसा पकड़ के रखने के लिए ना, सबस्ट्रेटम को पकड़ के रखने के लिए ये फिंगर लाइक प्रोजेक्शंस है, एक ग्रिप मिलने के लिए. देखिए फॉर एग्जांपल आई टेल यू, कभी आपको ऐसे हुआ है कि गले में खराश हुई है एंड इट्स सो इचिंग एंड इट्स सो इरिटेटिंग दैट यू फील यू हैव टू पुट द हैंड इनसाइड योर थ्रोट एंड स्क्रैच योर थ्रोट इंटरनली? ऐसे कभी हुआ है आपके साथ? हैव यू ऑल एवर फेस दिस? you try to soothe like this way but you are not happy, इतना irritation है ना कि you want to literally scratch your this internal lining है ना. Many times it has happened, right? Exactly. You know why it is like that way? Because ये bacteria ने ना आपको ऐसे आपके tissues को पकड़ के रखा है और वो जब जब वो pierce करता है ना आपके throat में to attach itself to that particular tissue, तो आपको वो है ना इरिटेशन वाला फीलिंग आता रहता है और वो अंदर 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 ऐसे ना घूमता रहता है, ऐसा घुसने की कोशिश करता रहता है. therefore that irritation is going to be there. Okay, so whenever you get that irritation ना, you know what, आ गया अंदर कौन, जिसके पास कौन है, फिम्ब्रिए है. So the one with the fimbriae will tightly attach to our tissues, causing that irritation wala feeling. Yeah, so whenever we drink hot water or whenever we gargle with hot water, what would happen? ये जो fimbriae है ना, इनका grip lose हो जाता है. And as उनका grip lose हो जाता है, they will, your throat gets cleared. Yes? Yeah, yeah. So it is basically you have to have, नमक का पानी भी gargle करने के लिए हम लोग use करते हैं, salt water, because salt water is going to be definitely causing them to undergo something called as plasmolysis, which will come in the chapter called as transport of plants. Anyway, so these are many ways that you can get rid of that irritation, right? But this is because of what? It is because of these finger-like projections, which are going to be present on the bacteria for holding or for getting a grip, not necessarily always your tissues. It could be on the stones or walls, like you can see the bacteria anywhere. Yes, haldi also. Yes, yes. Even haldi helps, of course. Of course. Okay, got this? So all the three appendages have you followed? Flagella, pili, and fimbriae. Any confusion with these three, my dears? I'll share with you all the share screen. Huh? Yes. Yeah. So very good. Very good. Yeah. So here you can see now the pili are elongated tubular structures made of special proteins, and the fimbriae are small bristle-like fibers, brush-like, sprouting out of the cell. It some bacteria they are known to help attach the bacteria to rocks in streams and also to the host tissues. So that's what I said. Now all the three diagrams can be very well seen over here. You can see this is going to be the flagellum, the largest and the longest and the thickest. Here you can see the pili जो ऐसे इलेक्ट्रिक करंट के जैसे बाहर निकल आए है ना, वो इलेक्ट्रिक करंट लगता है तो कैसे बाल एकदम खड़े हो जाते हैं, something like that way, right? So these black ones are going to be the pili, and you can see the fimbriae, right? They are going to be capable of holding or attaching. Yes, my dear. So you're right. You're right. You're right. Got this? So clear about the appendages as well, which is the another organelle tree together. Okay. Yeah. Now let's come to another most important part, that is going to be your ribosomes. As I said, ribosomes do not come under your cell organelle because they do not have any cell membrane wrapped around them. Then what are they? That is what we have to understand. See, in prokaryotes, ribosomes are associated with the plasma membrane of the cell. They are about 15 nanometer by 20 nanometer in size, and they are made up of two subunits. The smaller subunit is going to be called as 30S. Here you can see the smaller blue wala 30S, and the larger subunit is going to be 50S. Okay, and when 30 plus 50 come together, ये mathematical लोचा नहीं है बेटा, ये सच में है, it forms 70S. Now according to our calculation, 50 plus 30 should have been 80. 10 रुपए का घाटा है ना, correct? ये घाटा नहीं है. You can see over here it's written as 70S. Here also you can see 70S ribosome. Okay. Yes. So ये 10 कहाँ चले गए, किधर गड़बड़ हो गया? कुछ गड़बड़ नहीं हुआ है. Let us understand ये क्या है और किधर चला गया. ठीक है. So here we have to understand that. Before that, just see 50S and 30S, which when present together, they form 70S. Okay. No, no, no. There is no efficiency decrease, Bacha. There is no efficiency decrease. Yes, Dhruv, you are right. Yes, yes, exactly. So I'll tell you where it has gone and what has happened. Okay. Ribosomes are the site of protein synthesis. These are called as the protein factories. What are ribosomes? Protein factories कहते हैं बेटा. I'll tell you what is this. I'll tell you. That is the reason I told you that. Wait, I'll tell you everything. Okay. Correct, Shrey. You are right, beta. Okay, so ribosomes are going to be called as protein factories. They are the sites of protein synthesis. Okay, several ribosomes may attach. Several ribosomes may attach to a single mRNA and form a chain called as polyribosome or polysome. The ribosome of a polysome translates the RNA into proteins. Okay, this is the content given in your books. ये पढ़ के कुछ भी समझ में नहीं आया है, ये मुझे पता चला है. किसी को कुछ समझा है ये पढ़ के? कुछ नहीं ना, जाने दो, नहीं समझने दो, मैं हूं ना. I'll make you all explain. One sip water. Now listen to this kahani very carefully. Okay. Now, firstly, these ribosomes are made up of two components: rRNA एंड प्रोटीन। आरआरएनए का फुल फॉर्म है राइबोसोमल आरएनए एंड प्रोटीन। ठीक है, समझा? तो ये जो आपको ब्लू स्ट्रक्चर और ये जो आपको पिंक स्ट्रक्चर दिख रहा है बेटा, व्हाट इज इट? आरआरएनए एंड प्रोटीन, आरआरएनए एंड प्रोटीन। इधर तक समझ में आ गई बात? क्लियर अबाउट इट? ओके, नाउ rRNA is the one which is going to get associated with the proteins, and they will have a specific sedimentation coefficient. Sedimentation, what do you mean by the word sedimentation, my dears? तो sediment का मतलब क्या होता है? What is sediment? Come on, can anyone tell me what is sediment? Settle down. Exactly, very correct. So sedimentation coefficient, what do you mean by, come on, maths, those who have taken maths, can you all tell me what is the meaning of coefficient? What is coefficient? मैथ्स वालों को तो पता होगा, नहीं? वेरी गुड श्रेया, वेरी गुड, ओके, राइट, yes. In ax, a is going to be the coefficient, exactly. So it's going to be a number, it's going to be a variable, yes, a number before a constant, correct? So exactly, very nice, all of you have given me the correct answers beta. So in the same way, ये sedimentation जब होता है तो उसको एक नंबर, वो कांस्टेंट के पहले एक वैल्यू आती है, ठीक है? तो S is going to be that sedimentation coefficient which is expressed in the form of Schwarzschild constant. It is expressed in the form of Schwarzschild constant. Yeah, it's a number. I agree. Now, to understand that, we will compare the ribosome of prokaryotes and the ribosome of eukaryotes. Okay. So I'll show you the comparison between them so you will understand what I'm trying to tell you. Wait, I'll just come to that particular part of eukaryotic ribosome. So comparison में पढ़ाऊंगी तो बहुत easy समझ में आ जाएगा along with the diagram. Okay, where is my ribosome? किधर चला गया? Yeah. So 1 minute, I'll share this with you all. Share. Yes. So here you can see very clearly. Array. To go quiet now. Here you can see this very clearly. Okay. Chemical composition of ribosomes very clearly see. Now here if you focus, you can see over here 70S type of ribosome is going to be of prokaryotes and 80S type of ribosome will be of eukaryotes. Okay. 60% of your rRNA will be a part of 70S, which will have 40 proteins in it. And 80S will have 40% of rRNA with 60% proteins in it. So what do you understand from this, my dears? What do you understand from this? It is made up of what? I'm talking about the two ribosomes. Okay. One present in prokaryotes, one present in eukaryotes. 70S present in prokaryotes, 80S present in eukaryotes. As I said just now, that ribosome is made up of two components. Which are the two components I told you? rRNA and proteins, correct? Right? So see this. This is rRNA and proteins. What is the ratio? Prokaryotes में rRNA ज़्यादा है, proteins कम है. And eukaryotes में rRNA कम है और proteins ज़्यादा है. ठीक है? Right? इधर तक समझ में आ गया? Now, the 50S component. 50S component मतलब what would be the 50S component? The larger subunit of 70S. The larger subunit of 70S will have 34 proteins and 30S type of component will have 21 proteins. So total 70S में कितने proteins हो गए? 55 proteins. Okay. So 70S is going to have 55 proteins, while 60S is going to have 78 proteins. How? 45 plus 33. Okay. So 34 and 21, 45 and 33. Okay. What is the rRNA? So it's going to have these many rRNAs and these many rRNAs in 50S. So ये सारा जो है ना ये राइबोसोम का कॉम्पोजिशन है. ये देखो यहाँ पर you can see this. हाँ, yes. So ATS wala is going to have what? ATS wala is going to have 60 plus 40. Okay. So I'll put it in a very simple form and very easy form. I'll tell you. Ye dekho. I'll make it for you all. I'll make it for you all. Just see this. I'll make a circle and I'll try to explain. Okay. चल. ये वाला है. ये वाला मेरा smaller subunit है. S stands for sedimentation coefficient, which is going to be expressed as Schwarzschild constant. Okay. ये मेरा बड़ा वाला है, छोटा वाला है, ये मेरा बड़ा वाला है. So can you see these two subunits of the ribosomes? These are the two subunits of the ribosomes. Okay. Of whom I'll tell you. I'll make blue wala or green wala for the next one. Can you see this? This is still more larger. So now I will tell you all very simple way. Mein. This is going to be my 70S type of a ribosome. And this is going to be my 80S type of a ribosome, where S stands for sedimentation coefficient expressed as Schwarzschild constant. Okay. So what is it going to be? S is going to be your sedimentation coefficient, okay, which is expressed as okay. Now got this? What we are talking about? Anyone having any difficulty in this, beta? ये दो चीजें अब समझ में आ गई तुम्हारे. S क्या है वो समझ में आ गया. हाँ, अब ये 70S टाइप ऑफ राइबोसोम का कॉम्पोजिशन है, जहां पर द स्मॉलर सब यूनिट इज मेड अप ऑफ व्हाट? कैन एनीवन टेल मी? स्मॉलर सब यूनिट बना है 30S का. लार्जर सब यूनिट किसका बना है बेटा? 50S का. ये जो है ना, यस यस यस, यू आर राइट सोन. ये जो है ना बेटा, यहाँ पर दिस इज ऑफ द यूकैरियोटिक राइबोसोम. यूकैरियोटिक राइबोसोम का स्मॉलर सब यूनिट इज मेड अप ऑफ 40S and the larger subunit is going to be made up of 60S. Okay. Now 60 plus 40 is equal to 100 actually. उधर 80 बता रहे हैं, इधर 30 plus 50 is 80, इधर 70 बता रहे हैं. भाई ये क्या है? तो ये ऐसा है कि the 30S when it is going to be allowed to sediment, its coefficient value will be different. Similarly, when 50S will be allowed to sediment, its coefficient value is different. But when they will be brought together, who will bring them together? You know, Mg plus 2. Magnesium ions are those which are going to, bind these two subunits together. ओके तो वो दोनों को इकट्ठा जब लाता है ना, स्मॉलर सब यूनिट एंड लार्जर सब यूनिट को, तो दैट टाइम व्हाट वुड हैपन? दे विल शेयर अ कॉमन एरिया, राइट? दे विल शेयर अ कॉमन एरिया, and because of the sharing of the common area, now the sedimentation coefficient value will not be the sum total of both, but it is going to be lesser than that. Did you understand? Got this? Because of the sharing of the common area between the two units, the sedimentation coefficient value decreases, which is not going to be the sum total of both. Okay. Now look at the ATS. Because they are already larger, the common area would be more or less. Come on, can you tell me how will be the area? Common area between these two will be more or less, beta? More, na? So because the common area will be more, their sedimentation coefficient value will be all the more lesser. Got this now? Have you all understood this? So if I throw 1 rupee ka coin in a bucket, if I throw 1 rupee ka coin in a bucket, it is going to take, say, X amount of seconds to reach. If I throw 10 rupee ka coin in a bucket, it will take Y amount of time to reach the bucket, right? But if I throw both together, what will happen? Will it be less? Will it be more? When I put both 10 rupees and 1 rupee ka coin together in the bucket. हाँ, एग्जैक्टली, राइट। सो मैंने एक अलग से डाला, दूसरा अलग से डाला, दोनों नीचे जाने तक एक पर्टिकुलर टाइम लगा, लेकिन जब मैं दोनों को एक साथ डालती हूँ ना बेटा, तो उनका सेडिमेंटेशन कोएफिशिएंट कम हो जाता है। अब कुछ समझ में आ रहा है? I'm teaching maths now. Oh my God, no. Your Atif sir is great. He'll be doing that. Got it now? So you understood what is exactly this S now? Very clear, my dears. है ना? Correct? Yes. Sediment होना मतलब to go down and settle. The time taken to go down and settle. Fine. Got it? Yeah. So we have got centrifuges for this sedimentation to understand. So this has been understood by, placing these ribosomes in a apparatus called as centrifuge. Okay. That is what, why they will send sediment, because they are going to have some particular weight and volume. Why? Because 30S will have how many proteins? Does anyone recollect how many proteins are there? Yes, it's going to have 21 proteins. Exactly. Okay. And how many in the 50S do you all recollect? Very good. It has got 34 proteins here. Okay. In 70S. Do you all recollect about this? Do you all recollect about this? 33. Very good. So it's going to be 33. Okay. Yeah, it was 33. And to make it 78, come on. How much will be over here? 78 minus 33. Come on, tell me. 78 minus 33. Yes. Right? So it's going to have 45. Understood this? Clear? तो इनमें इतने प्रोटीन्स भरे हैं, है ना? Wait, yeah, I will, my dear, I will. Yes, Vaishnavi, I will. Okay. So इसमें क्या भरे हुए हैं? प्रोटीन्स भरे हुए हैं। 21 है, 34 है, 33 और 45 है। उस पोटली में भरे हुए हैं ना, जिसका नाम क्या है बेटा? राइबोसोम। Along with that, it is also going to have something called as what it is going to have? 5S rRNA। अब देखो, जैसे हमारे पास 1 रुपी कॉइन है, 2 रुपी कॉइन है, 5 रुपी कॉइन है, 10 रुपी कॉइन है, अभी 20 रुपी का भी कॉइन निकल आया है, देखा है आपने? हैव यू ऑल सीन 20 रुपी का कॉइन? हाँ, नो, आई हैव गॉट विथ मी 20 रुपी का कॉइन। सो जैसे हमारे पास अलग अलग शेप एंड साइज के कॉइन्स है ना बेटा, वैसे हमारे बॉडी में भी अलग अलग शेप एंड साइज के आरएनएस प्रेजेंट है, आरआरएनएस प्रेजेंट है। So it will be having 5S rRNA. So what will be the sedimentation coefficient value? 5S. Okay. So this 30S is going to be having inside it what? 21 proteins and 5S rRNA. Got this? Understood this? On the other hand, the 50S will be having which rRNA? Sorry, not 18. I'm sorry. Yeah, it is 18. Which rRNA? 18S rRNA. Okay, got it? नहीं रे, 18 नहीं, I'm sorry, it should be 16. I'm sorry. Yeah, it should be 16. It should be 16. Okay. So 21 proteins and 5s rRNA, 34 proteins and 16s rRNA. Okay. हाँ 16 है, उसकी वैल्यू 16 है बेटा, इसकी वैल्यू 16 है, उसकी वैल्यू 5 है, टोटालिटी में 30 है, ये टोटालिटी में 50 है, लाइक दैट वे, राइट? व्हाट अबाउट देम? व्हाट अबाउट देम? हियर they'll be having 18s rRNA, okay, and this will be having 5.8s plus 23s plus 5s. All RRNA ही है वो भी. Okay, got it? Yes. So got this? Understood this? What's your doubt? 25s is 21 proteins, not 25s. It's like in totality इसके अंदर कितने कुछ भी आप भर सकते हो. Okay? Why write them differently? Nothing like that. I've just for understanding the entire discussion. Okay, now see, like for example, you have got a bag. In that bag, you have put, say, 5 eclair chocolates. Okay, you have put 5 eclair chocolates, and you have kept, say, 1 kg tomatoes in that. ठीक है? दूसरा एक आपके पास बैग है, उसमें आपने 2 kgs पोटैटो डाले हैं और से 15 या 20 आपने मेलोडी चॉकलेट्स डाले हैं. Okay, got it? Something like that way. The two things which are totally different are placed inside the same unit of the ribosomes called as proteins and rRNA. Did you get it then? So 33.8 S. No, don't add it, beta. Don't add it. We should not add it. So वो थैली के अंदर अगर आपने और एक थैली भी रखा तो उसको आप उस थैली के साथ नहीं काउंट कर सकोगे ना. Something like that way. So if you have got a cotton bag and if you place a handkerchief in that cotton bag, would you add handkerchief and cotton bag together? No, right? So both are made up of cotton only, but you cannot add them together. The two are different identities. So this ribosome ka outer, that potly is going to be made up of your rRNA and proteins. And what would be the sedimentation coefficient of that will be 30s, 50s, 40s, 60s, like that. Is it clear? Ribosome wala part? है कोई difficulty अभी भी? I'll just give a quick recap, okay? Ribosomes are structural components present in both prokaryotic cells as well as eukaryotic cells. In prokaryotic cells, the ribosomes are made up of two subunits, the smaller and the larger. The smaller subunit is having 70S type of structure, while the larger is having 50S type of structure. The 30S and the 50S would be brought together under the influence of Mg plus 2 to form a protein factory. This protein factory is having a sedimentation coefficient of 70S type. The 30S will have 21 proteins and 5S rRNA present in it, while the 50S will be having 16S rRNA with 34 proteins. This particular type of orientation is seen in prokaryotic cells as well as mitochondria, and chloroplast will also contain 70S type of ribosomes. In eukaryotic cytoplasm, the ribosome that is going to be found as a protein factory will be of 80S type, which will be having smaller subunit of 40S and larger subunit of 60S. The smaller subunit of 40S, will be made up of 33 proteins and 18S rRNA, while 60S will be having 45 proteins with 5, 8 5.8 srRNA, 23 srRNA, and 5 srRNA. Did you all understand this? Have you all followed this? Is there any difficulty? Huh? The rRNA will not be added in the subunit part, right? So like 5s rRNA be added in 30s? No, it won't be. It won't be. How does it provide for transcription? How the proteins are going to be synthesized? Okay. चलो तो ये तो बात चलो ठीक ही है, ये बात चलो ठीक ही है, ये समझ में आ गई। तो मैं इसमें से प्रोटीन कैसे बनेगा वो शॉर्ट में स्टोरी में बताती हूँ। Yeah, that's what. So right now, yeah, you're right, Zui, you're right. So, like, yes, one more thing, beta. Here it will be 5s के साथ में 16s, 5s and 16s. Here it is going to be 16s or it could be 18s as I had written. Here it is going to be 18s and here it could be 23 or it could be even 28s. Okay, so it depends upon the where the location is going to be. Okay, so it could be 28 or 23. This is 18, this is 16 or 18, and this could be 5 and 16. Okay, yes. When the subunits come together, the S decreases. Yes, because there is going to be a common sharing between them. So the common sharing will cause the sedimentation coefficient to decrease as a coefficient. I'm saying. Is it fine? समझ में आ गई राइबोसोम्स की बात अच्छी तरह से? है कोई डिफिकल्टी अभी भी? अब the next question that someone asked me was, what is the role of sedimentation in protein synthesis? No role of sedimentation in protein synthesis. They are just going to be used as protein factories, and once their life is over, they have to sediment and they have to be they'll be called as debris and they'll be removed from our system. Okay, yeah, even for, yes my dear, even for eukaryotic cells mg is compulsory. Okay, now see how the protein factory is going to be. Here in between the two subunits, there will be this mRNA that will be formed or that will come and it will be trapped by these two. What is this mRNA? देखो एकदम सिंपल चीज बता रही हूँ। हमारे सेल के अंदर न्यूक्लियस है, राइट? न्यूक्लियस के अंदर क्या है बेटा? न्यूक्लियस के अंदर डीएनए है, करेक्ट? अब ये डीएनए के पास जेनेटिक इंफॉर्मेशन है, the DNA has got the genetic information with it. Now this mRNA or the messenger RNA, what does it do? ये चोर है। कौन है चोर? कौन है? mRNA चोर है। What will the mRNA do? The mRNA will चुरा लेगा। वो क्या चुरा लेगा? वो सारा डीएनए का इंफॉर्मेशन चुरा लेगा। ओके, न्यूक्लियस के अंदर डीएनए के पास जो भी कुछ इंफॉर्मेशन है, that will be stolen by the mRNA. Okay, and that mRNA will now escape from the nucleus into the cell cytoplasm. Once in the cell cytoplasm, ये दो पुलिस इंस्पेक्टर है। कौन? राइबोसोम के दो सब यूनिट्स। ये दो पुलिस इंस्पेक्टर है। ये क्या करते हैं ना, ये mRNA को पकड़ लेते हैं। ओके, ये mRNA को पकड़ लेते हैं और बोलते हैं चल निकाल, व्हाटएवर तूने जो भी कुछ चुराया हुआ है निकाल उसको। फोर्स करते हैं। कौन? ये दो सब यूनिट्स राइबोसोम के। कम ऑन, गेट ऑल द इंफॉर्मेशन आउट, व्हाटएवर जो कुछ चुराया है सब निकाल लो बाहर। तो mRNA is forced to give out all the information to these police inspectors. Who are the police inspectors? These two subunits of ribosomes. Okay, अब वो जो इंफॉर्मेशन दे रहे हैं ना, mRNA जो सारा इंफॉर्मेशन दे रहा है ना, उसको ये पुलिस ऑफिसर्स लिख के ले रहे हैं। दे आर राइटिंग इट डाउन। ओके, गॉट इट? सो व्हेन दे राइट इट डाउन, they are going to form the polypeptide chain. That poly means many, peptide means amino acids. So they are going to have a chain of amino acids. Who gave the information about it? This mRNA gave. How did he give? He had stolen that from the DNA. है ना? So that mRNA who has stolen the information from DNA is now in the cytoplasm, who is caught by the two policemen called as ribosomes, who are forcing the mRNA to give out all the information which is written down in the form of polypeptide. Okay, and then these polypeptides would be brought together to form proteins. So in this way, the protein synthesis takes place. So you understood the kahani very simple. mRNA चोर है, DNA का information चुरा लेता है, साइटोप्लाज्म में भाग के आता है, it is going to be caught by the RNA. The RNA forces to take out all the information from mRNA and it will give rise to the polypeptides. These polypeptides will come together, they will aggregate to form proteins. Okay. Polypeptides are brought by tRNA? No, polypeptides are not brought by tRNA. Amino acids are brought by tRNA. इससे मैंने बोला information लिख के लेते हैं. जो pen है ना बेटा, that is going to be the tRNA. Without a pen कैसे लिखेंगे? Okay, so in detail the process of course is going to be there for your 12th standard, but as of now, in short, I have explained that what is the role of your ribosome. Any difficulty, any doubts in this, my dears? So as of now, you understood what is a ribosome very correctly. Anyone who has not followed, please ask me. You can ask me whatever times you want, but I want this to be very, very strong and clear in your mind. Clear? That's great. So we can stop for today and we can continue with the other organelles in the coming sessions. That would be on Tuesday and Friday, right? So coming Tuesday, we can go ahead with the next one. Thank you so much for being with me and I hope you all have actually understood the content. If not, again, I'm saying you're free to ask me anytime. Okay, bye beta. See you all. See you all.